conversation now that's going around like, did black folks were black folks the sole creators of hip hop and all the culture? And to some extent, yes, but it's not as simple as that, because quote unquote being black is not that simple. It's just that, because we every other nationality or type of people comes from us. So that's the way it came. Like, I mean, scientifically, it's proven that all the different nationalities come from this gene pool. So you could say that that's the truth if you want to break it down to that level. But what I see is, like, black folks have basically, they didn't monetize it. They basically, split it up, and they went to the record companies because the record companies were paying for it. They basically saw this as a gold rush, and they already had the structure in place, not only for bringing hip hop into the scope, but also being able to manipulate it, because they were already doing that with other types of music artists, from rock and roll to jazz to R&B, everything, and that's not just from black artists; it's all artists. So this was something that we didn't recognize and say, well, we need to just start creating this on our own and start doing it on our own, till it was really later on down the line. Now you have people doing that, but so it's kind of both our faults. It's part of the fault that people aren't hiring those people, but then there's also the fact that there's not a lot of black folks that are stepping up to the plate with that. They're not like going into DJing. They're not going into different types of things and really being professional about it. And what's it called? Including themselves into these things. You know what I mean? Like, for me, because I was always a person that just kind of kicked it down the door type person. Like, so if I see something that I'm into or I like, I'm interested, I'll just go to it. I don't care who's doing it, all that. If I'm interested, I'm gonna go check it out. And yeah, I encounter pushback and apprehension from people, because they're looking at you as like, oh, what's this black dude want to do with this and this and that? Like, it was like that when I went to pinstriping and stills like that, and pinstriping custom painting. They're like, what's this nigga want to do in this shit? He don't, niggas ain't into that. They into basketball and all this other bullshit. They ain't into like custom painting and
Little do they know.
yeah. So
Have you ever seen a documentary called Hidden
Hidden Colors.
Yeah, Hidden
Yeah, I've
Colors?
seen Hidden Colors. I've seen all of them. I've seen
Okay.
Microphone Check too. So I mean, it's just what it is, and it's just people's ignorance. And so and I say that on both sides, because it's like, if you're not seeing the value in your own culture, if you're not valuing your own culture, and you're letting others just take it and do what they please with it, then it's partially your fault. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And that's something that it's a hard pill for some people to swallow, but it's the truth. And you hear it in the arguments. Like, sometimes these guys I hear, like these old school cats will complain about stuff, but I'm like, I've seen how some of these old school dudes get down. Like, they'll go to different countries and be manipulative and be exploitative of people, and of people's hospitality, taking advantage, doing too much.
Mm.
And people remember that shit. If you're not a good guest in somebody's house, they gonna remember that. And so that's something that, if you're an ambassador for your culture, you need to be respectful of other people's houses that you go in. And so, I mean, we all have done things that weren't, that we're not proud of, and that's also because we didn't learn. You know what I mean? But still, that's no excuse for bad behavior, because bad behavior is just bad behavior when it comes down to it. So I think, for us to be more included in these things, we need to really value these things, because I think when we value them, we won't necessarily have to go to those other things and ask to be included. They'll come to us because they see that we're doing something that we love and we value it, because they value what we value. They want to do what we want to do. They're into the things that we come up with. So I think that's kind of the logic behind it. You don't have to. You don't have to reach. You don't have to be like, oh, can you please? You know what I mean? Just take pride in what you do, and do it at a great level, and people will recognize. You know what I mean?
I think that's always been my mindset. Exactly, with that same blueprint.
Yeah.
Do it at a high value, and people will. I get messages every day, all day, bro.
There
Like,
you go.
dude, you're the king. Like, bro, like
Yeah.
you're. My video collection is it has its own stratosphere.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. It's just like, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm collecting this stuff and building this stuff, so when people come and see it, they're just like, whoa, whoa, what's going on over here? Wow. They don't even know it. And so I'm like, yeah, but when they do see it, they talking. They're like, oh yeah, this dude too, he's doing this and whoop wop weep and all this stuff. So that's all it comes down to, is just,
Taking a lot of pride in what you do
yeah, man.
and believing in it
Exactly.
before others believe in it.
That part. So that's kind of how I've always rolled, and I know there's just like this whole kind of like, I feel like a lot of the nerds are kind of taking over in certain things, because it's like, I got into hip hop as an extension of being cool. It wasn't a thing about like, and when I say that, I mean, it's not like I looked for hip hop to make me cool. I was already cool to a certain extent, and I got into hip hop because I wanted to be around other cool people. You feel me? Like, I saw like people that kind of like, even in the early, like in LA, looking at early gang culture. Like, to me, gang culture, there was a level of coolness to it before it got to like the bullshit, over violence. It was about also being cool, because dudes dressed a certain way. They carried, like old gangsters, they dressed sharp. And that
Bro,
was cool. And they were manly. They did things like, when you're a kid and you're growing up with no father figure or nothing like that, and you see these dudes dressing a certain way, driving nice cars, and and not taking no shit. Come on, man. You're gonna latch on to that in some way. You may not be with all the bullshit, but you're gonna maybe take the dress, which a lot of people did. I did that. You take certain elements. You take the lowrider cars. You take the dance with popping and locking and stuff like that. You borrow certain elements. And that's just, people, and in the culture, people will call that a poser, or they'll call, or affiliate. But that you ain't the real deal, but you cool somehow. If they see you do it with respect, then they'll respect you. But they know a mark when they see a mark, you know what I mean? And they're gonna mark you out. But that's what I think people don't understand. Sometimes people forget about this whole thing. It's like, we have something that's so cool that the world responded to, and they still responding to it.
I feel, adding to what you said, I feel like black culture itself, whatever black culture is, the word black, I feel like our culture is like vibranium.
It is. It's organic, and it's something that is like it is organic. I'm not even saying it's like, it is organic, and I mean in the form of organic, because it's living. It's not something that's stagnant that you pick up and it just like you got to add life to it. No, it has so much life force in it that you just touch it and you feel
And it
it.
thrives.
Yeah. And when we do it, and I think the thing that people don't understand, because they, and when I said about us not caring about it, it's not always that. It's because we do it so gracefully and so nonchalantly, we know we can do this. It's the God mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you have that in you, and so you create effortlessly.
Right. With that being said, I came out with a logo for my Mikey Ice TV design,
Hmm.
and somebody like sent me a picture, and they had the same logo in a Nordstrom rack.
You know,
No, no, it was H&M.
there you go. So I'm just saying, it's just um, one thing that I kind of took from some situation when people looking at, like, remember when they were talking about the Oscars and they were,
Mm-hmm.
black folks this and this and that, and people don't even know what Oscar it actually is. The Oscar statue,
Mm.
you know that's based on a black figure.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it's an ancient figure, and the
I'm gonna
crazy
look it up.
thing, you have to understand this about the Oscars, and see, this is why I think certain like white people, they looking at us like, why are y'all tripping? Like, this is our award, and it's their award because they're trying to be recognized in the arena of arts and culture. They
Mm.
already know that we're superior at arts and culture. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So they're just trying to represent in their way. They're looking at us like we're trying to get in on their shit, and they like sitting there like, really? Like, you guys are already great. Why y'all trying to lower? You know what I mean? But folks don't think about it from that sense. They're thinking about, oh man, they racist. They didn't want us in. It's like, wait a minute. Y'all don't realize your own greatness. You're trying to degrade yourself and come down to this level. They're trying to step up to our level. And people don't realize that
I
because it's
do.
historical.
Yes,
It's like
historical.
that's why they're telling their story, because our story doesn't need to be told. It's the fabric of the land, space, and time. It's all around us. It's unavoidable. But you
Literally.
can't see it yourself. You don't have knowledge of self, so you don't even understand it.
I see it every time I turn on the TV.
There you go.
I can see any kids movie come out anime and I see somebody rapping or breaking. I remember the first time I seen the first Transformers, one of the robot, he did a coin drop and popped up into a
Right.
B-boy stance.
Right.
I'm at the movie theaters like,
Right.
I know what that is.
Exactly. So I mean, this is the thing. It's like, even with like all the Marvel films, they, in the comic books, they came out where they broke down the story, where they got all the shit from, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they came out with some Marvel. Marvel came out with some story because they had to give it up. They had to tell the truth, and that's part of the obligation of
Where can I find that at?
these are old comic books that you can look at, and they show tribes. And you know that the Spider-Man character that's on the Marvel, that is on every Marvel comic, that little square, that little rectangle with the Spider-Man. Spider-Man is their flagship character. You know why they got Spider-Man as their flagship character, right?
Mm-mm.
It comes from an old African story, Anansi the Spider. Just look up Anansi the Spider. Those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Anansi the Spider is the holder of all stories.
Nazi?
Anansi.
Okay.
Anansi the Spider.
Okay.
So, and then you look into Kemet, and you'll see the whole Spider-Man outfit in Kemet, and they'll break down what the suit means. The whole thing, dude.
I love Spider-Man.
It's bigger than, and that's why all of us love Spider-Man.
I got
bro.
Spider-Man on my screensaver. I'll show it to you right
All
now.
of us love Spider-Man, dude. Spider-Man's my favorite character, bro. Come on. So it's like it's only natural that you love it.
That makes sense.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just, this. We need, like, the thing is we're not having these high level conversations within hip hop as the people who are supposed to be holding this. We're having these bullshit ass debates on semantics and things that really aren't deciding anything. Yeah, okay, we're the first ones who did it. Now what? Nobody's going to give you a check because of that. You're supposed to write your own check, bro. You're supposed to take this and do something with it to where everybody's gonna be coming and giving you a check just to be in the same building with you, bro. That's the whole point. Is just these fools don't get it,
Mm.
and they're sitting there. They're just like, oh man, this and that. It's like, man,
I came out with the boogaloo.
get into yourself, bro. If you did come out with the boogaloo, then carry it
Boogaloo
yourself.
in Japan where they pay you. Poppin' Pete. Poppin' Pete lives in Las Vegas. He bought a house and a brand new Tesla with cash. Poppin' Pete's like 67
And
years
that
old.
ain't nothing, bro. What he should really be earning from, come on, man, a Tesla in a house? That's it? This is a worldwide phenomenon, bro. You know how many people on this goddamn planet, bro? Billions.
Yeah.
A Tesla in a, oh no, I'm sorry. That's not enough, bro. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like you gotta carry yourself like with some dignity. It's not about being arrogant. It's just know who you are and know what you have and value it. Carry yourself like I don't let people validate me. I validate me. You know what I mean? It's like I can step away from this and be totally. These fools think, oh, we're not out here doing it. I'm like, that's for y'all. Y'all need that. I don't need that. You know what I mean? I'm creating here. I got the space. I'm making shit. I'm alchemy. It's going down.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it's like when I bust out and show how I want to do it, when I want to do it, with who I want to do it with, that's scholar level. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just when you learn from the examples that are put down before you, then you can sit there and you can say, okay, but if you get caught up in all these stupid arguments and all this stuff that just doesn't bring you nowhere, it's like, and you don't learn from it. You see other people do it and you still don't learn from it. I mean, come on, dude.
Mm.
That's all I'm saying. It's just, I had went through all these different things with these crews sharing knowledge, like deep knowledge on how to figure shit out. And these fools still want to do bullshit. And I'm sitting there like, really? And then you want to go backwards? It's like, okay, I'm going to leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe you'll figure it out. Maybe you won't.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what we have. And those who are outside of us, they know it and they see it and they taking it and they running with it. When I was in Europe, I got to watch how the culture operated over there and how they didn't really break up and fragment the culture the way they do here. And I was telling people, I was like, look, over there, people are more equal over there. Like the graffiti writers are doing things. They got companies. When I went to Europe, the first day that I moved over there, I hooked up with Lumit, and Lumit hooked me up with Cantu. Cantu had his own company, and they were thriving. The first gigs he hooked me up with, dude, was with one of the largest steel manufacturing companies on the planet, bro. That was the first job I got with them.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Mm-hmm.
Some real shit. And from that job, we got all these other jobs. So that's what I'm saying, dude. That's the way you gotta operate. Not like with this, this low level dumb shit where you like 30 cents away from a quarter all the time you look up. And niggas is fighting over crumbs. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. It's just, we got this hip hop thing, and it's hard for me to operate here with the hip hop guys because they don't they don't want to operate together. They don't want to build.
Mm-mm.
They're so scared to build and to just stop everything and build. And I understand it. I'm not saying that. I'm not knocking them because I know that the lifestyle, especially in California, is very expensive. It's very challenging. But building is the only way you're going to liberate yourself from all of this. It's the only way you're going to liberate yourself and have anything, because everybody, should be making at least $100K annually within a crew. You
Mm.
know, that should be happening. And these guys, if they had it like that, they could, and that's what, like, say, when I look at a person like Jay-Z, what he did, the moves that he made, that's what he was doing. When he was talking about the magazines charging them, and they were tripping because he was charging them, and he was like, wait a minute, you motherfuckers is making all this money off my words, off my struggle, of people that died, friends of mine, all that. Like, you ain't getting that for free. Hell no, y'all selling this.
Mm.
So, and people's looking at, oh, he tripping, he want this. They don't understand value. That's a slave mentality. That's really like hustlers would say, that's a sucker mentality. So it's like, when people wake up, you know, um, that's why I don't chase after a lot of this bullshit, that these bullshit lifestyle, like the way a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these people. There's a way that you can have wealth. I want immense wealth. I don't want, like, I can't, like, a house and a Tesla. That ain't enough, bro. That's not enough for me. I need a lot because I want to give a lot.
Mm.
I want to have people come by. Like, if I hire you to put together a project, that's a multi-million-dollar project, bro. I need to be able to fund that, and I want to do it effortlessly and put it out on a worldwide level, because when we do that, we're gonna make multi-millions continuously.
Mm-hmm.
It will become an instant classic
Mm.
and will go into perpetuity. You see what I'm saying? It's a different mentality. Like, you value what you do, and you place it in the historical record. That's what this means to me. That's why I stopped painting on the streets, because I was
Mm.
like, man, I'm putting all this stuff out for free, and these people are dogging me for it. I'm giving them jewels, gems, risking my goddamn life for this shit. And I had to stop it, man. And people were like, "Oh man, you ain't doing it." Man, fuck what you talking about, bro. Because it's bullshit to me. At the end of the day, like, if you ain't really trying to build, why are you doing this, for a flash in the pan?
Mm.
For some motherfuckers that don't mean shit to just say, "Oh yeah, that nigga was down for a few months and then you dead." That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't shit, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, I need more. You know. I mean, I mean, this is cool. Material things are great and everything, but these are my tools, man. My cars, I use that to get attention so that I can bring you in and show you this and that.
Oh, you got some cars outside?
Yeah, my classics.
Oh, those are yours?
Yeah, those are my cars
How many's out there?
too.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, these are things I didn't buy. Just, this is a part of a culture.
I like that.
This is not just like, oh, I got some badass rides and look at me and all that shit. Nah, it's like, if I'm gonna attract people, I'm gonna attract you and bring you in and show you something deeper. So if you ask me about it, then I'm gonna show you something, like, at least how to get it,
Mm.
eat with ease, and then show you all these other things that you can do and travel around the world and do this and do that and interact with different people on a professional level. You know what I mean?
I like
Because
that on a professional level.
I'm I'm not a child anymore, but yet I still engage in this. I may not be on the walls out there, but I'm on the walls. My artwork's on the walls. My letters are up. I'm just making my letters more permanent,
Mm.
and they'll permeate through, time and space and into people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
Mass produced, all this different stuff. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Because I don't want people to forget about what I'm doing. And people think, oh, you sell out if you do. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sell out all my product. That's what I'm gonna sell out of, and then I'm gonna make some more.
That's yeah. The term is. I mean, the whole point is to sell out.
I mean, the thing
If you
is
want, like, if I buy a stack of shirts, I want to sell all my
exactly.
shirts
And the
out.
thing is, see, when people throw that term around so loosely without understanding, it's like, how you put yourself out there. is how you put yourself out there, and that I guess determines whether you're a sellout or not. Not if you just make money at what you do, what you love doing. That's the come up. That's the ultimate dream.
Mm-hmm.
Is to make a lot of money at what you love doing, because then you can hire your people.
Mm-hmm.
You can create generational wealth.
Mm.
But then you got to join the Illuminati.
Oh man.
No, I'm fucking with you guys,
Yeah.
but still, I'm just saying. Because when you make $1 billion, you got to be in the Illuminati. They got a lock on it. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Well, Toons, I want to say, brother,
Yeah,
thank you. We're going on another 30 minutes.
for sure.
We got an hour and a half of videos that I can go through.
Word.
I appreciate you, donating your time with me, sharing. And I know that this
Investing my time.
investing time. I know that this video has a lot of value because I did one with Meeks one,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody wrote to me and they was really impressed. You know who he is, though, of course, though, right? He spoke highly of you though too, and yeah, like how you said, like I really believe in what I'm doing even right now, and with my brand, Mikey Ice. I feel that I do want to take it to a professional level and to get paid for what I think what I'm worth.
Yeah,
Because most of the b-boys that like when they ask you to do a judging gig, like they will offer me like $100 for the day.
that's crazy. And the thing is like this. Look, when we do these things, that's why it's so important that we collaborate. So it's like if you come out with a product, like I have somebody that I'm going to introduce you to who has a channel,
Mm,
and we can you can sell your content on there. He has a great split.
mm,
So it's like these are just different ways. We have to get into the practice of doing this so that we get better at it.
yeah.
That's the whole point. Is you keep doing it. You're gonna make mistakes along the way, but you learn and you get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the more you do it, the better you get at it. And then that's what I tell people. It's like you got
That's
to get in the practice of doing for self.
that's why I love video editing. Like a lot of my early video editing, honestly, I didn't even know how to shorten it and like how to like
Compress it,
split it
yeah.
and then like start where I want to start again,
Splice
stop
it,
right there, and
yeah,
then like I didn't know how to do it. But then once I figure it out
yeah.
and I got some new technology, I was like, I'm gonna be able to change the game.
That's what it is. And you just get with people. I mean, I just put myself around these experts.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I go to where the experts are. I introduce myself. I say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'd love to learn from you. Whoop-de-woo, what can we do? And then.
I think what I'm gonna do too, probably this weekend, I'm gonna go to the Scratch Academy.
There you go. There you go. Like
I
I
want to go.
said,
I want to see if I can catch J Rock
there you go.
from the Beat Junkies there.
Yep. And the cool thing is you got so much great footage and stuff that's just, oh man, they're just gems. And I just like when I see this stuff, I'm like, wow, goodness, I'm so glad he got that. And like when you showed me the interview with Cosmo D, I was flabbergasted. And I never really used that word, but I was like, word, man, that was so dope. And just, knowing somebody has that,
Yeah,
that's gold, platinum.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, this is what I'm talking